Hello, people of Slovenia, and whatever other countries people may be from that are also watching this episode today. I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to, give any foreplay to this. I'm gun-ho. Why am I gun-ho? To get into this monologue? Simple, really. Because of a number. What number would that be? Not number 21, Roberto Clemente. Not number 23, Michael Jordan x Miley Cyrus collab. That's right. The number is 22, and 22 signifies the amount of minutes that it took me to deliver monologue last week. Craziness. And, we're going to try and get this sub 20 minutes this week, but I'm not feeling that the odds are very strong in favor of that. But that being said, and I was pondering this 22-minute number, I'm thinking, that's really embarrassing that I just rambled for that long, In a monologue, 22 minutes is a very, very long time. Whereas something like sex, that's like embarrassingly short, right? It's funny to me. Those oxymoronic, little skibbity bops, those little dilly doos, little stuff like that. Irony. It's funny to me. I love that. So I actually compiled myself a list this week of a couple ironic circumstances, much like I just told you about. Let's get into a couple. First things first, you can own a flamethrower in the United States, legally. Crazy. Can't kill anybody with it, or without it, at all. That's illegal. That's odd, that's funny. It's a funny little... you can shit your pants anytime you want, and you can use aerosol to cover up the smell and, not necessarily be exposed by it, but... The drawback there is you contract cancer immediately. And that's not a punchline. That's, go check it out. Go Google it. Procter & Gamble, FDA, Monsanto, shit like that. You can break the world nut record with a fleshlight anytime you want, as long as you own one. Every day is a chance. But, and you gotta clean it up, You gotta clean it up, and then also your bathtub drain just gets absolutely obliterated, clogged. Not good. I live in Michigan. Can smoke pot legally here. That's right. I can smoke it outside if I want. As long as I'm not operating any vehicles, which I normally do anyway, so I'm not going to get into that aspect, but smoke pot anywhere you want. What's the drawback? A stoner might come up to you and start talking to you. Hey, I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't need to hear about Purple Urple and Pineapple Douche-Press. Okay? We're not the same. I smoke. I don't care about smoking. I don't do it to be cool. Whereas you, not necessarily you watching, this is just like, this is part of my monologue. It's, I'm imagining a person. You got a butt plug in right now up your ass with a little pot leaf on it. And let's not forget, you also got the fishing cap with the pot leaf on it. The shirt, the socks, the sandals. We are not the same. Consider that a drawback. And, finally, I don't know. What was my final statement? Oh, you can play with your ass all you want. You can hire a specialist to play with your ass. But in either situation, you will be publicly shamed. That's just a little ironic, funny. Those were all supposed to be ironic and funny. It might be a little subjective, but I thought it was hilarious. I was trying to hold back my laughter this entire part of the monologue. Whatever. Like I said, 22 minutes, far too long for a monologue. We're gonna try and get under it, but that's not really gonna happen. I can already feel it in my gut. It's not a good feeling. Next topic. Last week I committed an atrocity. Freud, if he could take 3 minutes away from banging his mom, he would have came over and said, hey, I think you committed a Freudian slip. What is this insane slip that I committed last week that occurred? Well, I called myself Dom. This is the Don Show. Who the fuck is Dom? I mean, certainly it has nothing to do with my given birth name, which is Don. Definitely not Domenico. So I hired a therapist. I don't have a regular therapist, but I hired one. I wanted to get to the bottom of this. I wanted to figure out exactly what's going on here. And so we uncovered something incredible. I've been a dominant my entire life. Whole life, been a dominant. I think naturally, I was just announcing myself to the room, to everybody around, that their master is here, all the subs. Fair enough. I paid that therapist for their day's labor, listening to my issues. And you got that bit, so everyone's happy there. By the way, the only thing sub about me is my love for sub sandwiches. If you're a Don Show, TDS, Don Mastro fan, check out this recipe. Take some bread, I like the fresh kind, sliced of course, maybe sourdough, put some shredded, sharp cheddar cheese on it, toast it in the oven a little while, you'll know when it's done. Lather it in mayo on both sides, banana peppers on one side, turkey on the other. That's called Dr. Big Dick is back in town. That's my sandwich. Don't fucking steal it. New York Mets or Detroit Tigers, because I know you guys are looking for sandwiches to sell at the ballpark. Oh yeah. Keeps getting me. It's the one that wiped off, you know? You ever used to cheat in school as a kid? I don't even know how, I used to draw it on a little piece of paper or something like that, or on the desk. You do that on the desk. I don't know about the hand. The hand, it melts right off immediately. I'm a sweaty guy anyway. And my body loves to detoxify. Maybe it's because I put so many toxins in it. It's just instantly detoxifying all the time. Whatever. Next on the agenda is laugh tracks and authenticity. I'm an authentic person. I don't need a laugh track on the show. I don't want a laugh track on the show. I just want to deliver you the material. But it can be a little intimidating sometimes, just difficult in general. I'm talking to nobody here. I'm talking to, just a vast space in front of me. What would I really like? I'd like maybe a live studio audience. That'd be feasible and fun. I'm thinking, probably get more laughs. Probably get way more groans and boos. But I'd have a live audience. I'd have laughs. I'd have interaction. And I could do crowd work. And that's what really gets me. I would love to stop in the middle of this monologue right now. And just look out in the crowd and say, hey! Damn, you ugly, son! Damn, you ugly! I mean, shit, you is ugly! Damn, you ugly! Crowd work. Maybe throw in some other, Miss, you with him? Damn, he ugly! What you doing with him? He ugly! Look at you! Look at him! Look at me! Mr. Roboto, did you find the ugly person in the audience? Yes, I did. That's how I would do my crowd work. That's why, it's not really how I would do my crowd work. To be completely fair, I completely stole that from Andrew Schultz, the crowd work king. So if it was bad, don't blame me, blame him. It was either him or Matt, the Lips Rife. I think that's what all the Hollywood execs call him. But crowd work is genuinely just the lowest form of comedy. It's so easy. It's so easy. Any asshole could do it. Look at me. I just did it. I'm about to do it again. You guys remember my director, Matt? He's sitting back there. Hey, Matt. Nice haircut, asshole. Hey, Matt. Nice shirt, asshole. Hey, Matt. Nice general aesthetic, asshole. So,
my nephew has that same shirt.
What?
My nephew has that same shirt.
Maybe. Come on, man. I've been talking like 15 minutes. I don't want to restart. Hold on. Okay. No. In all sincerity, I'm going to try and recover. Crowd work is pretty easy. This is going to be tough to recover. And that's the thing, is, I'm not necessarily ready to be a full-time comic yet, because I'm, shaking right now, actually. But I'm not a full-time comic, but I've been told by a guy who's a bartender at a comedy club, I'm at least funnier than 70% of people there. And that sure says a lot about the 70% of people that do go there. I would off myself if I were them. That seems like the good career move. Digressing off of that, I was also going to throw in a little part about comedians I already think I'm better than. Obviously, I already threw Andrew Schultz and Matt Rife into the mix, but we're not going to focus on that too much. I want to stay humble. I want to gain the power within me. Maybe expect that around monologue number 5, I'll start calling out, well, pretty much just Andrew Schultz and Matt Rife, but we'll see who else I can think of. We'll see. I mean, Rosie O'Donnell will be on that list. Kathy Griffin. I'm all for equality. They suck too. Now, let me look at my hand again. It's not the first time today I've looked at my hand, and I'm not talking about to remember the topics either. Oh yeah. Got last week we talked about the new lights. This week got an air freshener. New air freshener in the office. Can we get a shot of that? Yep. Okay, so as you could see, it was a pair of panties. Yeah. And that's pretty much the bit right there. That's the entire bit. It's a pair of panties hanging there. And the implication is that, it's an air freshener. I like to sniff them. I like to smell them. But the fact of the matter is I don't want to spread any gross rumors about myself. Those have actually never been worn by a woman. I've worn them. I wore them in the Don Mastro Disco Christmas video a year or two back. Humped the floor in them. You can go check that out. It's nice, but it's just, I would never, sniff a thong that I wore. Now, if we're talking about someone else wore, well, we're not. That's a whole different situation. So I'm not going to go ahead and implicate myself in that situation, but, I'm certainly thinking about it. My mouth is watering a little bit, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just not going to give anybody the ability to take any low blow shots at me for sniffing panties. It's really bad handwriting. Oh, animals. That's what it said. Animals. Remember the first monologue? I told you all that I had some beautiful animals in my backyard, raccoons, possums. And I told you that I couldn't feed them anymore, so I'm just going to eliminate them with just full... I forgot what word I used. I'm not delivering the first monologue. I'm delivering the third one, so don't fucking worry about the word I used. Prejudice. I was going to eliminate them with prejudice, with my 9mm handgun right off the deck. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not a sicko. That's not some real shit. That's a fucking joke. I'm an edgy guy, all right? Just call me Anthony Jeselnik. Just call me Carlos Mencia. Just call me Daniel Tosh. I'm an edgy guy. Wouldn't kill animals. I'm not a fucked up psychopath. My neighbor, on the other hand, backyard, well, they might be, because I have it on good authority that they trapped pretty much all the animals that were lingering around, causing no harm, just causing pure beauty. Trapped them, did God knows what with them. Hey, I didn't know that's what city council people were focused on these days, but I guess they are. Here's looking at you. No, but seriously, I mean, and I said that joke for a couple reasons. One, to kind of draw attention and, kind of get an angry mob kind of thing going, a dox kind of thing going. But also, just to tell you, yeah, I live by a congressman. Yeah, it's a nice little area. Come by sometime. I really don't, though, please. We're going to go back to the paper because I just can't think of it. I just can't think of it. Now I can think of it. I mean, at this point, the paper's a prop. We all know that. I'm definitely not using it practically. Oh, yeah. That was a prop. I accept the fact that this is probably a 2-guest kind of show. We already got music, we got guests, we got skits, we got monologues, we got other bullshit in between from the desk. We probably don't need anyone more. If we get someone else, that'd be nice, but I'm accepting all of these things. Now listen, I've been rambling for long enough here. This is commercial grade dog food equivalent to a monologue. And it's funny enough, that line comes from my grandfather when he took me out to a steak restaurant as a kid. Waitress came at the end, expecting a tip, and what did he say? He said, "By the way, can you tell me what kind of commercial grade dog food you've been serving us all night?" It's nice. I got the kids meal. I still do. I always get kids meals, so no skin off my ass. No skin off my ass. But this monologue is probably busting at the seams of 20 minutes, and they're sending the authorities after me already. shut it on down. But don't worry, it's getting shut down. Here's all I have to say left. Today we have a wonderful episode. We have a real life artist. He's going to come in here, talk about some awesome art he makes. Also make some music. We're going to see what he has to say. We also have a real life in the flesh motel owner. It's a huge deal. He's going to talk about himself waging war on the local prostitutes and the local government. And we have the wonderful 6-piece band, the Vig Arcadia. How do each one of those members feel about being lumped into this monologue this way? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be happy. It's kind of a dog shit monologue, and it was my best work. I also probably disagree with some of my points, but it's okay. It's authentic to me. I gotta run. I gotta check with my bookie, see if I made over under on this 20 minutes. Before I do that, I'm gonna sing you a quick song, and then we're gonna call it a day. So the chimpanzee that we just got from Temu, intern chimpanzee, if you could please press play on the song. Everybody, do you want fun? Everybody come and flip it on. Everybody, do you want the Don? Everybody, Don is number one. Everybody, rifle. It's a nice day to watch my show. It's a nice day to watch my show. It's a nice day to watch that show. Ow!
The Don Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience, although we would like to be. Every individual featured on The Don Show consented to appearing. No one was held against their will, necessarily. The Don Show is not a registered trademark. Please don't use it. That would be really sweet of you. Buckle up. Slick and sexy adventure. And in case you didn't know, it's the Don Show.
I haven't seen our first guest tonight since I last saw him. It's usually how it works. And when I last saw him, I stole all of his artwork. That's right. Kind of gives you a little hint as to what this person does, an artist. Ladies and gentlemen, people of Earth, rock the Cazmuck. Come on through the portal. Oh my goodness. He's got that, oh my gosh, the Chris Angel friggin'. That's a beautiful entrance. That's the best entrance that I've had. And if you people don't know about the elbow touch, you don't know business.
It's my biggest regret in life.
What's your biggest regret in life?
Grabbing your elbow.
Grabbing it? Or
Grabbing
not
it.
grab? Well, you always grab it though, so how can grabbing it be your biggest
It's a
regret?
habit of mine, but that's what led to the loss of my art.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Still recovering from it, but here we are.
He didn't know. I mean, you grabbed the elbow, deal's done. I said, I'm going to take all your
It's a
artwork.
universal sign. I should have known.
No negotiation. And the other thing is, I know while you're anticipating and on the edge of your seat, last week I had DP Viper on, and we got him to give me a little show warming gift. It was his Viper, as you all recall. I whipped it in here today. I heard that you have a little show warming gift for me as well.
I do, actually.
What is this? I've only heard about it, folks. I haven't seen it. What is this? Jewelry? Say, whoa, what is this?
You know, I wanted to support your show
Yeah.
more than I already have by giving away my whole brand. But I thought about that like 5 minutes before leaving my shift. I came here straight from work. Didn't go to an ATM. I'm sorry.
This is a snail shell, if I'm correct.
It is, yeah.
Do you work at a snail kind of store? Or
No,
what's wrong with
no.
that?
I work at a school, but I've been going on walks every day, mostly out of hunger.
Huh.
They stopped stocking food in our school store. So every day I walk to Jimmy John's.
Okay.
About 4 days a week, and then Thursdays I eat pizza. But I've been seeing these snail shells along the edge of the school.
No snails in them?
It's been getting hot.
Uh-huh.
I think they're leaving the
You're
bushes,
getting a little naked.
going out on the sidewalk. and then you find them there, and they're all dried up,
Yeah. Oh,
dead.
that makes me sad.
So I picked up like 20 of those the other day.
So this is just a shell.
Well, I don't know. We'll, if it moves at all during my interview, we'll find out.
My apprehension, folks, is I'm sure everybody here has seen the classic parable of the snail shell and the $1 million. Not the snail shell, the snail and the $1 million. The snail might kill me, but if not,
Gotta make $1 million first, Don.
well, I mean, you got a point there. And as long as I can, move your artwork.
Just don't touch it after that. But
All right. Well, why don't you make yourself
Sweet.
comfortable?
I'm sorry.
I appreciate it. This is a wonderful showroom gift. I'm never gonna get rid of it unless, in fact, it is the. Well, we'll see if it moves. We'll see if it moves. I don't know. My fingers feel kind of weird. They're like tingling a little bit. I don't know. You got me nervous here. You got me nervous. In fact, you got me so nervous. I think I gotta have a dart. You're really stressing me out, Cazmuck. I gotta be honest with you. You come on my show immediately. And you immediately stressed me out with the fucking snail. I mean, it's a nice gesture. It's a really beautiful gesture. And coming from an artist, I gotta imagine that this is a form of artwork. I mean, I've been given probably leaves. I've been given, those little walnut shells. I've never been given a snail shell.
I'm honored to be your first.
Here's my first.
Hey.
Well, not on today's show. Come on, people. And you.
He hasn't had a first in other areas yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you smoke?
Are you really asking me that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying this delicious cigarette.
Don, I'm a cancer survivor.
Really? Well, what kind?
Lymphoma.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess I should put this out, huh?
But yeah, I'll take one.
You'll take one? I actually don't have one to give. I was just like, do you smoke? I was just curious.
I mean, no, I don't smoke.
You don't
Never
smoke?
mind, never mind.
Well, then I do have one.
A little bit of reverse psychology.
Well, yeah, just a little bit, but no, I mean, then if you did actually say after that, then I will take one. I don't have one for you. I only have one if you don't want one.
I don't want one.
Well, I still don't have one.
Don't give it to me.
Don't give it to you?
I really don't want one, Don.
I got something better. Kablow! No, I'm just kidding. Folks,
Please.
I roll my own gambler, and we're gonna send him. I'm going way off script here today. This is already a mess, and I'm absolutely loving it. Snail shell, you roll your own. I'm gonna aim. Oh, that was my fault. I was just aiming for your. What the heck?
Do it again.
Do it again. I thought you were. Okay, I gotta get some elevation here. Damn. Well, geez, oh Pete's, folks, he's got it, and you know the rules. If he grabbed it, he can take it. He could have taken it anyway, but he grabbed it, now he can take it.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah, I've been working through that for the past 2 years.
Solid.
Rolling my own. I learned that from some friends back in college. They like, oh, we just roll our own, and I'm like, you know what? That might be good, because then I can avoid all the whatever the hell they put in cigs to make you awesome. I don't want to be awesome. I just want to.
Yeah.
We've talked
Gotta
enough
stay
about
humble,
cigs.
right?
Gotta stay what?
Humble.
Humble. Well, speaking of humble, I have to say, I've taken a look at your artwork, and quite frankly, I am absolutely heavily disturbed. I'm disturbed because more people should know who you are. It's fucking amazing shit, and that's what disturbs me.
Thank you.
Also, it is some wacky stuff, but more about the former than the latter. You're friggin' awesome.
Appreciate that.
Now, I recently, well, before I talk about going to your gallery and checking that out, how long have you been doing art? We're going to get more into it also, folks, but he does a lot of mediums of art, so why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
I think, well, I've been doing photography since 2015, so math, but
About 9 years.
not that.
Getting up to a
That's
decade.
crazy. Didn't think about that till just now.
I know, now it's dark. dark vibe. I feel the same way. I released my first album like 10 years ago too.
Yeah, music, I started around the same time, just kind of recording on my phone and stuff. But I think it was maybe 2020 when I started taking it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, you put out an album a year or two ago, correct?
Yeah, I think that was about a year ago, and then last Valentine's Day I put out a few love songs for Lana.
For Lana. Lana is your wonderful girl, yes,
Love her.
and yeah, she's pretty cool. She's a mechanic, correct?
She is.
It's
yes.
baller.
It is. I wouldn't be here today without her.
Oh yeah,
She fixes my car.
that truck is a. I like that truck too.
Yeah.
I wanted something, you know, for when the EMP hits and all the shit goes down. You know, I only buy, you know, I don't like to. I like that truck.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, so you do the photography, and do you do? It's kind of like mixed media though, correct? Because some of the stuff that you take pictures of is like things that you create and then take a photo of it, correct? Or am I wrong here?
Some of it, yeah. It's kind of a weird in between of a lot of things. You know, it's got collage in it. It's got, you know, a lot of different like smaller practices, but usually my process involves, you know, taking photographs and then altering them after I print them.
Yeah. Is that I mean, do you use software or is that like a manual kind of, you know, you
No, I do everything by hand. So that's like, that's my bread and butter. That's the draw to it for me. I like working with my hands. So almost all of my photography is done analog style. So shooting film, developing it myself, working in the dark room to make prints, and then the alteration as well after. Yeah.
Now, jumping on kind of what I mentioned, and you've invited, I gotta say, folks, I'm not, you know, I try to be all right, but you've invited me to a few gallery viewings of yours, and unfortunately I've only made one, but the one I made, I got to see the artwork, and it was nice too. It was, you know, right there, and it had a heart in it, correct?
Yeah, so that's my latest.
Yeah, that's your latest work, and you were talking about that art. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so
It's real, right?
it's real art.
Yeah. Human or
Maybe.
maybe?
Um,
Took a trip to Jeffy D's house?
I didn't have to.
No? Well, how's
I,
that?
Ordered it off of Amazon.
Amazon.
Of
Well,
all
hey.
places, yeah.
No, I believe that because I believe that Bezos probably is sucking blood and, you know, dismembering folks and just chopping, you know.
Or at least he's
piecing it
turning
out.
a blind eye because it's kind of like a sketchy listing. It's like you couldn't buy it
Yeah.
normally. It would say it was unavailable.
Mhm.
But then you know you get that drop down menu for like different options.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
If you're ordering a shirt, you
Used?
get different sizes.
A used heart.
Used,
Yeah.
yeah. It was probably used. I would imagine so. But if you clicked that, there was a blank one, except for just the price. And if you selected that, you could order it.
You're fucking with me. That is sketchy as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe you. I don't think you made that up, but I wish you did. I wish you had.
I'm glad I didn't though. I wouldn't have had a heart if it
Fair enough. Was that 2-day shipping?
took about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
actually.
Yeah, I didn't
And
think that they...
it showed up in like some random box. Too. It's like it was not an Amazon box.
You know why it took 2 weeks, right?
They had to source it.
Yeah, they make them to order.
Yeah.
No, that's and we'll get some pictures up here while we're talking of you know, some of your art, including that piece, because I think when people see it, they really gotta immerse themselves in it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, if you guys like his art, you can definitely admire it, but you can't own any of it. I own all of it. Even his latest work, the snail. Well, but yeah, I mean that's all there is to it. I mean, he makes wonderful art, and unfortunately, he grabbed my elbow. We'll get a picture of that too. It was in the news, you know, whole big news story. Big deal. And you mentioned you do make music, which I've listened to. I've liked all of it, and it comes up on my Spotify. I think, personally, I think it sounds a little bit like Elliott Smith, but to be fair, I've never listened to Elliott Smith. I just read a BuzzFeed article about him, And it kind of like made sense. I'm like, oh, this might be, you know, something that is, but I don't know anything past the article. What do you think? What are your influences?
Yeah, I get them from a lot of places. I love Elliott Smith though, so that is a big compliment to me. Even if you never heard.
Yeah, I'll let the people on BuzzFeed know.
But yeah, Elliott Smith, Daniel Johnston was really big for me for a while. You know, yeah, there's a lot of places. Nirvana, I think there's a little bit of grunge influence in it. But yeah, my tastes range from like hardcore rock all the way to like acoustic folk.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird mix of everything.
Yeah, but I think you incorporate, you know, a good amount of that in your own material. That it really blends it together. I enjoy it, and you know, of course, and your art is in places. Do you ever play out, you know, musically?
Fuck no.
No?
Never doing that.
It's not something that you're...
Uh-uh.
But that's cool though, because I mean, it's like people can appreciate your art and then get it's rare.
Yeah, I think it, yeah, definitely think it like adds to like a mystique that I'm trying to create. Like I want to be that little weird corner on the internet.
Yeah.
That's where I'm happy.
I didn't know you were trying to create that. I thought that was just you, you know? I mean, I think you already kind of had that on lock, and that's as a compliment, you know? I think you're certainly, of course. I mean, and that's one of the main reasons also why I wanted to have you on, because you are actively doing this stuff. I mean, it's great when people create, but you're getting it out there. People are appreciating it. Yeah, it's really neat. Now, rock the Cazmuck, rock the Casbah. You know, I love the Clash, but Cazmuck. What is that? Is that Polish? I remember something about Hamtramck with you, but I guess maybe I'm.
So, it's part French, and part 19-year-old ignorance.
Huh.
Yeah. So, it's kind of a boring story, but I was in an art collective. Fell apart completely, but one of the things that they required to join was you couldn't use your real name. You had to come up with like a pseudonym, and like all the posts would be like accredited to that pseudonym.
Yeah.
I don't know what we were going for. We were kids, but I chose Kaz because it is kind of an offshoot of my mother's maiden name, which is French. It's Cazabon.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Muck was also a part of the collective. It was called Huckmuck, which stands for like a collection of random missorted things, pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huckmuck.
So it's kind of that lumped together.
Yeah.
It just kind of stuck for me, and I've just been owning it ever since. Yeah.
It's a good thing to own. I mean, shoot, it sounds like you know, art collective. You were inspired to really brand yourself out there. I thought it was something, you know, like Kazwowski or, you know, something Polish with, but that would make sense. That ends. What was the maiden name?
Cazabon.
Bon. Yeah, that's French.
Yeah, I regret it though, because I tattooed Kaz on my chest, and then I found out my uncle goes by that nickname.
And you don't want to be associated with your uncle?
No, but I don't mind that.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of stole it a little bit.
You stole it?
People call him Kaz.
Yeah.
Now they're calling me Kaz. I don't know.
It's one of those things maybe passed on, or you know,
Yeah.
it's hey, like I said,
the snail gets to him.
making me watch that thing. I forgot all about it. No, that's and you're putting cool stuff out, putting your name on it, Cazmuck. I mean, I love it. I'm a huge fan. Not conforming, you know, being friggin' baller and awesome. You take photos and stuff. I take, you know, some photos as well, some artwork. I wanted to share with you some artwork.
Yeah,
and
I'd love to see it.
if you could kind of just describe what you're seeing here.
For sure.
And then, yeah, so I'll just give them to you one by one. So I don't want the camera to see these either. This is my work, and I'm very protective of my work. So unlike Kaz, these are for his eyes only, really. So this is one photo I took.
Is this mine?
You're what?
Don, how did you get this?
I'm into art, man. What are you talking about? You know, I went to that gallery and there was a lot of parts all around there. People making boobs and female parts, and then something over there that is the opposite. And
Oh. Don't tell anyone, but I don't mind you having this.
You don't mind me having that one? Folks, if you didn't pick up what this was, that's not my problem, you know? Go back to...
I don't want them to know.
You don't want them to know?
They can know.
Yeah, they don't
my
have to know.
penis.
They can...
Putting it out there.
This is my second piece right here.
Cut that out. Sorry.
I'm leaving it in.
Now this is more in my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. Any description of what that one might be?
Looks like a Thursday night to me. Some might call it a murder scene.
Right, yes.
Especially with the white chalk.
Yes.
It's really tasteful. It really pops off the...
I got that from the DPD, actually.
What are you doing there?
Well, it doesn't matter what I was doing, but what does matter is that was from circa the Manugian Mansion in the Kwame Kilpatrick days.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It's a piece of history.
Yeah.
Big fan of Kwame Kilpatrick anyway. Big fan of Kwame over here.
You said it.
Yeah, I said it, not you. So I gotta live with the repercussions. Kwame, 2020. Oh, this is an election year. 2020. Oh, yeah, 2024. Kwame. We're getting him. And finally, this is my last one. You know, I don't take a lot of pictures. Well, I take a ton of pictures. You know, I take nudes all day long and shit like that. But I don't take well, that's pretty fine art too. But I digress.
Depends on who it is.
Yeah. Well, no, of myself.
And
This is my final.
You know.
You kind of describe what that one might be.
What is this? A horse doing clownfish?
Yeah, so that's real actually. That happened. I visited Trinidad and Tobago a while back. I went scuba diving. And you can ride the horses in the water too. I had my goggles on, my underwater camera, and that's a horse doing a clownfish. I guess he found Nemo, after all.
I have no words.
But
it's brilliant.
That's
I've
4
never
words.
seen anything like it. It's very surreal.
I don't think anyone's seen anything like it. That's why it's my rarest photo possible. I just figured I had to share, you know, some of my work with you, since I'll be sharing your work with the world, and everyone. You can also check out his work. You know, the little thing pops up at the bottom. They don't really all know where to find you at, but it's at Cazmuck, correct? Something like that. Underscore.
Yeah.
What is it? Period? Or is it just Cazmuck?
Just Cazmuck.
At Cazmuck on Instagram.
So that's C-A-Z and then muck.
Yeah, and so you were talking about it. That's 2 words.
It's one word now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was just my username, but
When you call yourself Cazmuck, is it Cazmuck or is it just
that's
Cazmuck?
just what I tell people to remember it.
Yeah.
Because it's easier than what the hell is Cazmuck, you know?
Fair enough. Hey, I've never forgotten it. From day one, I was like, all right, that's Cazmuck, that's Cazmuck.
Hey, maybe I'm doing something right.
I think you're doing a lot of things right. I think so. I just showed you these wonderful photos of my own, and like I keep repeating myself. Your work, my work, it's all here. But I figured maybe we could do a little something hands-on here. Maybe we can both make each other a quick art piece here live on air, on set, and exchange it with each other at the end of it. Something very original and not. I'm talking too much. Here we go. I got some canvases here. I'm gonna give you one canvas. I'll keep a canvas, and then I didn't have paint, but I got Sharpies, so we're gonna use Sharpies. What kind of Sharpies do I have? Yellow, purple, blue, green. The thin ones, I don't like the thin ones too much because you're gonna fucking use them on a canvas. But I'll put them out. I mean, you could potentially use the thin ones, but I don't know which ones you might want. I don't know either. Here's a brown. Here's a gold. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, leave some for me, obviously, or whatever. You don't have to. And, you make me a real original kind of art piece, and I'll make you an original kind of art piece as well. So let's just try that out real quick. Hopefully these have ink in them.
They seem to be working.
Okay, good. I don't think I've used them since maybe middle school. And you can hear that, you know, I'm like scribbling a little bit more intense and harder, so that probably means mine's already better. You know, maybe I lied. You sound like you're going ham over there. But these will be more original than yours, I can guarantee it. And I hope you don't finish soon, because this is like, you know, this is going to take me at least another 8 minutes. No cuts either. We're just going to keep the film rolling. Everyone's going to watch this the whole time. And what are we doing here? We'll do this right here. Oh yeah, I'm starting to make sounds over here too. You're not the only one. That's right, punk. I'm making sounds over here. What, you're done? It's done already? Oh no, shit. Oh fuck. You're saving it for when I'm done? Alright. We'll get through this. You don't need any more colors? You're already done? Whatever you're showing the camera, you know, I really hope it's not disparaging towards me. Or else I'll be very sad. It'll be a very sad day. In Donland. On the Don Show with Cazmuck. At Cazmuck. Find him at Cazmuck. Oh, that's pretty nice. Goes over the bird. You know what? I want to add like 2 more things and then we'll trade it. So, did you sign it? I gotta ask, did you sign it?
Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm showing everybody that, and I can very easily just as well steal yours. Steal your art again because you didn't sign it. I am freehanding a little bit, you know. We'll give the people kind of what they want. For my buddy, and normally, you know, if someone called me buddy in the wrong tense, I'd knock him out, but buddy in this tense is like, you know, happy. You're my buddy. Cazmuck. And then we'll do 2021. We'll do 2021, just so it fucks with people. Alright. Are we showing these? I mean, you've been showing the camera this whole time. This is mine. It's original.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's birds and a tree. That's for my buddy Cazmuck.
I like that a lot.
3 colors, yeah. You can put this wherever you want to. I might keep it actually. That's pretty good work.
Yeah, it's really
Alright.
thoughtful.
You want to show me what you? Yeah, here. I'll hand it to you. I mean, or, you know, I don't know if I should yet.
Thanks, Don.
Of course. Yeah, that's for you.
Wow.
Yeah, you can take it. You can
I
frame
really
it.
like the line work.
Thank you. Yeah, that's line work that I definitely practiced a lot to be that steady and that good. And you don't have any proof otherwise.
I don't doubt it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I know you were focused on your work, so you couldn't have seen how in depth. Hey, I'm fucking over here like, you know, you're blue balling me over here. I'm about to fucking release. I'm trying to release, and you're just looking at me. Where is this? What is this artwork? I need to see this. Oh, you signed on the back. Okay. You're shaking? All right. Is this, that's very kind of you. All right, let's see what it is. What the fuck? Please send help. I've been locked in Don's basement for weeks. You know, he feeds me snails, writes me right for this godforsaken show with a penis on it. The penis is nice. That is a nice penis. That is some good artwork. But I gotta be honest with you. This is an insensitive joke by Cazmuck, mostly for the fact that I think this is, you know, this is the 3rd episode, and every week I make jokes about keeping people in my basement. He did not help out the, you know, the rumors floating around town, the industry town of Michigan, of Farmington Hills, Detroit.
And to keep it going.
Had to keep it going. I don't think that this is keeping a bit going. I think this is a real admission here. This is freaky. Freaky, freaky, freaky shit. But you know what?
You should put that.
Yeah, I'm putting it up. I mean, I'm gonna get a better frame for it, maybe. That's pretty cool back there. I mean, a little fucking, you can see the penis and the help. That's really all that matters, because that pretty much tells the whole story right there, I think. Jeez, oh Pete's. I mean, that was a trip. You know, maybe you and I can go to the zoo sometime and just like shoot at the animals and, you know.
You could get another horse doing a clownfish.
Oh, I didn't mean with camera.
Oh.
Yeah. Just, you know, just shoot at the animals. Yeah, safari kind of thing.
I do like dead things. So.
You do? Oh, well, yeah, you do. So that's the funny thing. I'll shoot it. You take a picture of it, and that's collaboration right there. That's a sick joke. You shouldn't have said that joke just now. Kaz, is there any fucking thing that I missed here today? What's on your mind? I mean, you got a lot of fucking shit on your mind.
Nothing I can tell you.
Nothing you can tell me? I believe
I'm
that.
planning my escape a little bit.
Planning your escape?
I don't know. Other than that, I've got a lot of stuff going on.
That's something I usually ask
working
people.
on a
What do you
photo
have
book.
going on? What's happening? What's coming up?
Been working on a photo book for about a year, 12 pages in. I'm working on a new series too. The heart is a part of it. And then I'm working on an album too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You think you'll get a show when all this when the new series is done?
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
Get that going. Maybe play the new record over the or the old record over the speakers.
That'd be
kinda
cool.
Yeah, I certainly tend to agree. That's friggin' awesome. I lost my train of thought here, but it was absolutely wonderful having you. I mean, I don't know what else I was gonna say. What the H else was I going to say? I'm falling apart over here. Can you believe it? I have an idea. I'll drink some beer. I still didn't think of it. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. You got a lot of cool jewelry. Fuck, I mean, like, I could have taken the out right there and said, ladies and gentlemen, Cazmuck, but I wanted to ask one more thing. I got the jewelry, I see the fingernails. Is red and black just like a, those are your colors?
They can be.
They can be? Yeah.
They are this week.
That was a stupid fucking question. I'm like over here like building up. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot it. I gotta remember it. I gotta ask Kaz, and then it's fucking just like, hey, you like the color red? Like I'm fucking interviewing a 2-year-old over here.
I love red.
You like red? You
Yeah.
like the number 4?
Red's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like what's your favorite animal? All right.
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk about jewelry,
Yeah.
this ring I made myself. If I can get it off.
What did you make it out of? I guess I'm gonna see right now. Do you weld? Is this
It's silver solder.
silver solder? You stamp an initial back here?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you ever need an addition to your set.
Do I ever need? I always need. And what kind? Is this a crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's
just like
quartz.
just
but
quartz?
I love the shape of it.
Yeah. It looks like a little fin coming up or something. That's
Yeah, I
neat.
call it the shark
Mountain.
ring.
The shark ring.
Yeah.
All right. Don't worry. I'm not stealing it. I want to.
You already stole everything.
Yeah. True. I mean, what more can I take? But there's a guy behind that couch right now. He's about to bash you on the head, and I'm about to drag you back downstairs, minus a ring on you, plus a ring on me. But I don't know. Maybe I'll make that into a ring, right? A little snail shell.
Yeah.
Evil snail.
Do something with it.
I'll do something with it. Kaz, I'd love to have you back on. How is, I don't know, September 8th? All right.
I'll think about
You'll
it.
think about it? All right. Fair enough. Everybody, go check out Cazmuck everywhere you can. Very good friend of mine. Also, probably my biggest op because I stole I'm his biggest op because I stole all of his art. Go check him out, listen to him. I'll post all the links. Just look below. Stay tuned for the Vig Arcadia and Cazmuck, as always. Oh, that's one thing. One thing I'm going to say. He enabled Hearts of Palm. Him and Lana, his girl, enabled Hearts of Palm on the first episode, and they were effing awesome. We love Zach. We love all the boys there. Very appreciative of, especially of Cazmuck and Lana, because, it was easy to get, everyone else, but that first episode, no one wanted to play it. You got Hearts of Palm on here, and they effing killed it.
They killed it.
And even with one sound issue, still sang, sounded beautifully. It was friggin' awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better. So that was all thanks to you, and I got to give you props.
Yeah, of course not.
All right, but now I'm gonna let you go. Now you got to get off
I
my
want to
couch.
say too, I do like Don's show. I'm not actually trapped here for legal reasons.
For legal reasons.
And I would love to be back on.
Thank you very much. Yes, you are wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Cazmuck, the Vig Arcadia. Friends and foes, I have a wonderful surprise for you today. I have a phenomenal band. You're going to absolutely love listening to them. But before we get into that, I kind of got to tackle the elephant in the room here. I recall last week, prior to Mighty Jones playing, I said, I'm finally just getting my bearings about me. It's not going to be awkward this week. It was never about the bearings, people. It was about the microphone. Never used a mic. Every single week you watch me sitting at the desk, you can hear my beautiful, strong, clear, masculine, did I say beautiful voice? And I get up to introduce a band, I say, hey everybody, we got a phenomenal band here today, they're going to play some music. I got to blast it in Final Cut Pro, because I'm a pro. Hey, I digress. I guess it takes 3 weeks to build common sense. What it takes 3 weeks to also figure out is that maybe I should prepare something prior to, running up here. I wouldn't doubt if you didn't believe that I prepared this, though, because it was kind of shitty, but I couldn't embarrass myself in front of 6 people. How could I do that? 5 in Hearts of Palm, 3 in Mighty Jones. We got 6 today, a la the Vig Arcadia. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I'd love you to listen to them right now. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful, phenomenal, the Vig Arcadia.
the end of time.
I know I drink beer every single week, it's kind of my thing, but alas, yet another word from Canadian Club Whiskey. Hey, Canadian Club Whiskey, they're still not our sponsor here in week 3, but I have high hopes that this one's going to come through. I don't see Chris Pratt or Luka Doncic, on TV saying drink Canadian Club Whiskey. Granted, I'm online, but maybe they will settle for good old Don Mastro after all on TBS, The Don Show. Hey, you never know. But I think I do. And I think that they'll make things right with the back pay as well. 7 bottles, up to 21 now. They'll make it happen. Canadian Club Whiskey. Drink it, be happy, get horny. Welcome to From the Desk Week 2. It's our 3rd episode, but this is our 2nd week of From the Desk. Hey, I love adding little bits and segments here and there. I think next week we're going to do something with a petting zoo. Not what you're thinking, and it might get me banned in a few countries, but I digress. That's my catchphrase, by the way. I think that we're going to start putting out merch. It's just going to say, I digress, and then under it says Don, because I'm the king of digression. I don't know if I'm the king of digression, but I certainly am the king of using that phrase. I got to think of something else. Drew Carey, I talk about Price is Right all the time. What does he always say? How about that? Like Bad Baby. Bad Baby. But seriously, Drew Carey always used to say on Price is Right, because I watched the 2 versions. On Paramount Plus, they got the new stuff, and on Pluto, they got the old stuff. And on the old stuff, I think that they probably reprimanded him, gave him a nice little shellacking, because he would always say, how about that? How about that? And that's how I feel about I digress. But I digress. Yep, there's the classic phrase. I found out that this From the Desk segment is kind of like what grinds my gears, more or less. I'm not proud of that, but if I have a platform, why not talk about some things that bug me? As usual, we're keeping it incredibly non-political. I think that's best. I think that's probably the most fun way to do this show. So a lot of people sometimes they just want to turn on something and not fucking worry about anything. Just laugh. Or boo, or criticize, or write in the comments, say, you're really not that funny. I haven't gotten that yet, but I'm counting on it. I'm waiting. One of you is going to say it. Who's it going to be? Who's going to get doxxed? Anyway, first, and that wasn't, now I'm getting into what grinds my gears. I mean, I was just rambling this first 3 minutes, and that wasn't even the stuff I wrote. So you can tell how angsty I really truly am. Let's get into my first thing that bugs me. SNL. Where do these pretentious a-holes come from? I used to be a huge fan of SNL. When I say used to, I'm not one of those people who says, oh yeah, I used to be good back with Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler or Mike Myers, or even back with Andy Samberg. I watched it, up until a year ago. I always watch it. I saw a new cast up to, the 1st or 2nd season of Please Don't Destroy being on there. So that's pretty recent, I would say. Why does it piss me off? Because being a big SNL fan as I was, I used to watch a lot of behind the scenes shit. They would always be talking about how difficult it is. Oh, it's so difficult. We got to plan. We got to do this. We got to do that. Listen, having this show now for 3 episodes, writing material every single week, getting a band in here. It's a 2-man crew here. Matt does all the directing and live editing and all that shit. I do the writing, host, and a little bit of the, post-production. That's all of it. That's, it's a 2-man crew here. It's impressive. I'm just saying. These SNL people, I remember watching it and talking about, oh my gosh, it's the hardest thing in the world. Been around since the 70s. You got 10 directors, you got 50 editors, you got a whole cast, a whole writer's room. You get celebrities every single week. What are you bitching about? Can it? This show's fucking awesome. 2 people. Next. Not really what grinds my gears here. I'm just doing summer chores lately. Paint my deck. I painted the deck last week. Picking up dead animals around the yard. I think that there's a fox or a hawk just looming around. Because I'm finding animals just torn up, and I don't get it, decapitated, this or that. Not eaten. It's not for practical means. They're not oh yeah, let me have this meal. something's just ripping it up. And they're small animals, so I gotta think it's gotta be a fox or a hawk or something. But the main point I really wanted to talk about working outside is that it's summer again, and I absolutely love wearing short shorts and nothing else. Just, walking around the yard practically naked, giving the neighbors a good show. I'm sure they enjoy it. And feeling like Cliff Booth. That's the second time I've referenced Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in this series, in this show's, history. I think if you pay good enough attention, you can pretty much see and understand the very few relevant, pieces of media to me. I'm not a huge consumer, but what I do consume, I consume often. Next on the agenda, Michael Jordan's son, all right, get this, beat a famous horse breeder in a game of basketball. And now, Michael Jordan's son will be facing one of the top 100 Overwatch players in the world in a game of basketball. But I wrote this like a week ago. It's already over. What did I even write here? I mean, the series is over now. The whole bit's gone. But I don't know. Dallas did win. I wrote that Dallas was probably going to win and be in the finals, and that is true. All I really wanted to add to that was Mark Cuban, go fuck yourself. Just felt like saying that. I don't like Mark Cuban, the Cubes. I don't like him. And I don't have any jokes about the other series, Boston beating the Pacers and being in the finals as well, because I'm not a huge basketball fan. I knew a couple relevant pop culture meme kind of things. Anthony Edwards being Michael Jordan's son. The horse guy was Nikolai Jokic. And then the Overwatch players, Luka Doncic, I don't know. I already said his name earlier in the episode and I said it fine. Regardless, I don't have any jokes for the finals or for the Pacers-Boston series. I just have that, really niche one-off. That analysis of the game, and then also the whole like Mark Cuban go fuck yourself aspect of the game. Whatever. That's really all the points I have. The from the desk, I don't like to make it too long-winded, so I'm gonna go into my second part here. It's a tradition. You already saw it last week. I'm gonna name off some more social media accounts that I love. Not the ones that I goon to. There's nothing pornographic here, or even booty graphic, but we are going to go through just some of the cool mofos. Last week I was, saying some that I like, some that I don't like. I pretty much like everybody here on this list. So no hate ever, really. I mean, you want to be good, you want to be bad. Either way, I support you. What you're doing is funny. I haven't seen it often. So without further ado, here's some absolute awesome whack jobs. First up, my boy Patrick Buffman. I gotta say, the reason I'm bringing him up, he and I share a real similar physique, so that was point number one. Just that we are very similar in our physiques. And number two, he's very relatable. We have a lot of the same ideas, so I don't really need to go into a whole spiel on that. Let's just check out some of his thoughts right here.
Fuck me cause they want my cutty. Ready, smoking dope like a cake.
There you have it. I mean, practically identical physiques, very solid views and opinions. I tend to wholeheartedly agree with. Plus, he's in a feud right now. I don't know if he's talking about that. He said, I'm in a feud right now with this, with some manlet, retard, whatever. But I don't know if he's still on there. He said he was going to delete the video in like 2 days after he did that. So maybe, maybe not. Go check out his account. You'll see it for yourself, huh? Next up, Slappable Jerk. Too real. He's too real. He's fucking hilarious. Talking about SNL. He should be a cast member on SNL because, why? Because he's actually funny. Ha! That being said, he's funny, but he's also gonna piss you off beyond your wildest imagination. Why? Because he reminds you of people that you know. Guaranteed. And he plays the parts way too well. But I think we can all look past that for his true talent. Let's go ahead, take a look at what I'm trying to express here by being a very slappable, hittable MFer.
Hey. Guess went home. I know you're probably still mad about the TV, but could really use some help down there cleaning up. Saw some jalapeno poppers on the floor and bits of broken TV. I know you're probably not in the mood to clean up right now, but honestly, I didn't really want to host alone and kind of disappeared down there. It's really awkward. Now, I didn't apologize to the guests. I mean, why would I? This is my house, you know, and that was my TV, but I will apologize to you because that was half your TV, and I just want to put this past us. I mean, I don't really get you, honestly. I mean, you're getting mad, but aren't you the one that told me that men like me should show our emotions? And I mean, that's what I did. Okay, well, what can I do to get you past this? Okay, well, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that the 49ers lost, even though it was not in my control. And
So yeah, a little too real, but also on point, spot on. Gotta love him. Get that man not on SNL because that would probably kill his career. Get that man the Shane Gillis treatment. Next up, Steve Casino. Steve Casino, I like this guy. I've followed him for a long time. He's nutty. Why is he nutty? Because he's what is that right here? The absolute coolest peanuts around. And that's not a play on words. I'm not talking about anything beyond actual peanuts. He loves peanuts, he loves toys, and what happens when you mix peanuts and toys together? I don't know, do you? I don't know, do you? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you in just a moment here. And I want to add this in. Not all of his projects contain peanuts, so all of you allergic mofos, rest easy. You can enjoy his work as well. Let's take a look.
All the small things, true care, truth brings. I'll take one lift, your ride, best trip. Always, I know you'll be at my show, watching, waiting, commiserating. Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home.
So yeah, that was pretty nutty. Wouldn't you agree? I think it was nutty. Yeah, I did the play on word, or kind of. That was awfully nutty. Wouldn't you agree? Next up, Baseball Card Sleuth. That's not his actual name. I already did 18 takes of this because I tried to, do a whole Baseball Card Sleuth. I didn't look it up. It's just a placeholder, and all my comedy sucks. So I never really finish an idea on paper, which is true. But I did go back. I figured out. So I could tell you to your face right now, TA24 Cards is his username. Hey, you don't need to love sports or baseball or anything at all. And maybe it's the kid in me that appreciates this account. Maybe it's the forensic analyst that loves this account. But let's take a look at his bread and butter, what he does, and what makes me really love him, and what I think will make you love him as well.
JT Realmuto is catching, but we have his 2024 card. Let's find it.
The camo print chest guard implies that this is either from Armed Forces Weekend or the 4th of July. Realmuto is wearing a Phillies home alternate uniform in the card, which means it can't be the 4th of July since they were on the road. The Phils wore this alternate home uniform on May 20th and May 21st, and a quick check confirms that that's exactly what Realmuto is wearing this weekend. He's picking up the ball, which appears to be in play, so my first guess is to look for a drop third strike, but the only play that happened that weekend looked like this.
Got him with a breaking ball. That is his 9th strikeout.
Clearly, he still has his mask on, so we need to find another way of figuring out what's going on. I still think Realmuto is throwing to first base, so if that's true, we can search the play-by-play for C-1B, catcher to first baseman, and see what we get. On May 20th, we see the play that we just watched, and on May 21st, we get this.
In the dirt. What a play by JT. They throw behind him, and he is safe.
I'll show you the moment like usual. It's right here. And in case you were wondering, the runner was originally called safe, but Philadelphia challenged it.
Alec Bohm, a perfect throw by JT. Just leads his glove right to his hand. Great tag, quick tag.
After review, the call's been overturned. The runner is out. Philadelphia retains this challenge.
So that's awesome. I think anybody could appreciate that. Doesn't matter what sports you're into. Doesn't matter if you even are. So it's a really wacky, cool talent. Rex Poppy. Hey, the reactions are mixed, but I genuinely do believe that this gentleman is doing a favor for humanity. Let's take a look. So yeah, if he put his arm around me, suffice to say, I think I put my arm right back around him. Big fan of the guy, funny guy, love it. Next up, Vision of Luxury. Hey, many of you probably don't know this, but when I'm not doing business here or behind the desk filming, I do love to build, carpentry, finishing work. Really has absolutely nothing to do with this account, Vision of Luxury, but I just figured I'd, kind of throw myself out there, just talk about how cool I am, working with my hands and wood, and I'm always sanding my own wood. What can I say? Big fan. Vision of Luxury, let's get back on track. Very awesome building concepts in the most wacky, stupid, crazy ways I've seen. What do I mean by this? Just watch, because I'm not going to try and explain any further.
David, after working hard for decades, he clung to a helicopter to return to his rural hometown, only to find it had been demolished for tunnel construction. With an already modest life now even more challenging, David had no choice but to settle in a cave. To start, he used cement slabs as the foundation. He installed thermal break windows and a titanium armor door. The walls were painted, making this cave cozy home. Several galvanized steel square tubes were used to create a frame. He used wood panels for partitions, which served as storage for off-season clothes covered with wood panels. Above, he added a set of thin cabinets to store small daily items. A soft mattress was laid down, and the walls were padded. At the foot of the bed, he installed a movable desk board for his computer. A wardrobe was built along one wall with storage for hanging frequently worn clothes. He embedded a concealed water tank and installed a wall-mounted toilet and a shower head. A base cabinet was made along the wall with a sink area and an induction cooker. An overhead shelf was installed near the bed. He placed a small table for enjoying tea. At the end, look at this stylish tiny bedroom.
So yeah, galvanized steel is my first point. My second point is, just like the baseball cards, you don't have to build to appreciate and enjoy that account. It's fun. It's a little too many last time accounts-wise, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and cap it off at 6. Last time we went 7, then I said, follow me at Mastro on Instagram as well. That's 8. That's 8. I guess technically I just added to these ones as well. Now we got 7 this week, but we're capping it at 6. We're all done. Hey, this has been From the Desk. I've been sitting here completely bottomless, no pants, no underwear. The whole time, Matt's very uncomfortable, but Eric the Motel Owner is coming up, so I do have to go put pants on. It was me telling you that we have the next guest coming up, but it's also me telling you that I gotta, go put pants on to get ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Thank you for watching From the Desk. Number 2. Stay tuned for Eric the Motel Owner. I've been trying to get our next guest in here for a couple weeks now. I've had a lot of time. I've had that much time to prepare for him, but quite frankly, I didn't prepare anything. Why is that? Because I have no doubt that this interview is going to be absolutely insane, regardless of anything I might ask or say. We have, live in the flesh, a real-life motel owner. Been to his awesome establishment, the Flamingo Motel, multiple times. My Pure XXX video was not only filmed there, but he played sax. Very great sax player on the track as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna call it like I see it. We have Eric, the motel owner, here with us tonight. Eric, come on out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Why don't you take a seat right there? And I reckon that you heard me. And gee, we got to speak a little bit before we got into this just now. You got all the stories. I think we're gonna have to have you on, multiple times, just to get through all of them. You might want to check later. I'm gonna upload an extra where he talks about Guyana and Jonestown and Georgetown and all that kind of craziness and macaws. We got a really awesome stories. But first and foremost, kind of told everybody you own the Flamingo Motel. Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, when did you get into the motel business? What drew you to it, and what are your thoughts on it now?
Well, my dad built the motel, 1952. With my mother, he was 35, she was 17. And I remember him talking about how when they delivered the lumber out front on the lawn back then, that my mother got a sliver in her ass.
Did you pull it out at least?
I don't know. My dad was basically self-made. He grew up in Hamtramck. And he was the only 14-year-old that was driving a car around in Hamtramck. Some older, meaning 18, 19-year-old girls thought was attractive.
A Sicilian occupation?
Yeah.
Which one would that be?
Like a mobster or like a gangster?
Well, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, that's not a proper word. That's not a good
OC.
nomenclature.
We'll use the word OC.
To keep that from happening any further, he firebombs my dad's car. So he's got a pilot's license, and then Hitler invades Poland. So when we entered the war, World War II, my dad became a Navy pilot. So he was stationed in Hawaii 2 or 3 weeks after Pearl Harbor. Being a Navy pilot, he was also stationed there with George Bush. George Bush was 17, my dad was 19. Now George Bush's grandfather was a congressman in Maine. And he wanted to make sure that little Georgie didn't get hurt in any way, shape, or form, that he had a Marine sergeant with him as his bodyguard the whole time. And my dad was telling me that one time they were wearing their Navy whites, which is the most formal thing that you can wear for some event. And George Bush was in the middle of this intersection street, which was a dirt at the time. And he was out there with some little black kid dancing like an idiot. He was getting his whites dirty. My dad thought that was an insult, walked over to him, and told him, you shouldn't be doing that with your Navy whites on. And I guess he did people to Frank Sinatra. That's what George Bush did. He sicked his Marine sergeant on my dad. A little spoiled kid. You know? That's the way he was. Now, Battle of Midway comes up. They sacrificed the Navy pilots for a cause. I mean, they had to sacrifice them as part of their strategic plan to win that battle. And but the thing is 2 people stayed behind in Honolulu. George, because of the political pull, and why my dad. His first name was Chester. Chester Nimitz was the admiral. George Bush, 17 years old, was supposed to ditch the plane in the ocean where there was a submarine waiting for him, to groom a war hero for political future. Well, what he did is when he ditched the plane, one of the crew members died in that. Ever since then, the rest of the guys hated George Bush for that because they knew it was a political stunt. It wouldn't have been so bad if it was just a stunt, but somebody got killed for it. And I thought, this guy's getting all these honors from dignitaries around the world. And my dad died in a nursing home, a substandard nursing home, forced there by Macomb County. But no, he came back home and he had a bar waiting for him.
And then he transitioned into a motel? Like one influenced the other? Or?
He was in his real estate office and his dad came in and said, "You just bought some property on Groesbeck. I went to a highway auction." And when he built it, it was Erin Township. Fraser annexed Erin Township, took it, because they wanted Groesbeck so they could screw everybody, okay? Oh, you don't have your license plate light's not on, or, you know. And then they started getting to where blacks couldn't come in here. It's a German town, okay? I mean, come on, you don't, everybody changed the street names from Adolf to Dolph. They didn't. Pulling people over that didn't deserve it, and they're still doing it to this day. They got themselves a female black police officer now, finally. Probably because of the stink that I started.
What was you know, the situation?
The chief called me into his office, and he told me he didn't want me to rent the blacks. And I had a sneaky suspicion that was going on because the places down the street, I knew they weren't full during the daytime, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I have a black couple come down here and say, all those places tell me that they're full, they don't have any rooms. Like, yeah, sure. I said, come on, we gotta, that's when I was asked to go to the police station and have a talk, right? I basically told them to go pound some sand.
Fair enough.
And then a rain of shit came down on me after that. You know, these new motel owners, they all have the last name Patel. But all up and down Grand River, Michigan Avenue, they're all East Indian owned. I'm the last non-East Indian motel owner left. They bought the property across the street, and I got a call from them asking if I wanted to sell. I said no. They said, well then, we're gonna buy the place across the street, build a motel, and we're gonna put you out of business. I said, go ahead. Because I knew Fraser does not want motels. You're wasting your time. You're not gonna let you put a motel there. I ended up suing the city of Fraser. I got Alan Dershowitz, its partner. My son went to Harvard. So Alan Dershowitz at the time was a Harvard law professor. Mm-hmm. So my son approached him on the campus. And he told him everything that they're doing to me at the motel, pulling guests over for no reason. I just had one the other day. He was pulled over because the cops said that he spun his tire leaving here, okay? But he didn't realize this kid's uncle was a detective in East Point. So it got dismissed in court. And all he kept talking about when he pulled him over is what's going on at the Flamingo, what's going on? I saw you leave there, what's happening in there? I mean, they were pulling pizza delivery guys over and asking them what they saw. When they got their little badge, they had to swear an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and they break it every day. If you Google Earth, the Flamingo, not the recent picture, but the one previous, you'll see a cop across the street watching us. He was across the street at the motel across the street watching us. And I could see him right there. And I'm standing out by the sidewalk, or by the curb, and I see 2 cars that were getting ready to leave. And I they're gonna go after him. Mm-hmm. I've got my camera out, video out, and I videoed the whole thing. As soon as they pulled out, and I told them, they're gonna pull you over, so make sure you stop, right? And they did, they stopped, blinkered, the whole thing. And as soon as both of them, because they were following each other, got down into the curb lane and started to go southbound on Groesbeck, 2 patrol cars from across the street went right after them. chased him down. Well, there's something else that is involved here, and I don't know if I should talk about it. One of the patrolmen who ended up being the chief was saying, well, I used to be a cop up north, and we used to watch motels all the time, and as soon as they left, we'd pull them over. I'm thinking, did you just realize what you just said? You said you are admitting profiling. Blockheads.
Don't tell us a couple of the funny or more lighthearted or just crazy. You don't have to get into the sad stuff.
I've got serious ones, funny ones.
Nothing too serious or sad. Maybe, you know, some of the craziness and the funniness and, you know, what you might be thinking.
Well, the guy pulls up on a pickup truck. Now, this is 35 years ago.
Okay.
I'm talking here. Anyway, pulls up in a pickup truck, and he's got a galvanized tub in the back of his pickup full of ice and a kegger. You pump it, you know. And he's middle-aged, and he's got two, maybe 21, 22-year-old girls with him. Very attractive. He's in a room that's close enough to the office where you can see out the window of the car to go into the room. Like clockwork, every 20 minutes there'd be a naked girl come out of the room with a pitcher, jump in the back of that pickup truck to fill that with beer again. To go back in the room every 20 minutes.
It's a good view. Are we talking fully nude here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. So when they're climbing up there, you're getting a nice few shots.
I'm like, wow, okay, whatever. I got stories that will put a chill down your spine.
Let's get one. Just
You
one.
want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
We used to have a guy that came in there, and his last name was Stroh. Nice guy, real nice guy. And he'd come in there all the time. One particular time, the maid walked in, and he was deceased. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, he wouldn't smoke in the room. He'd go outside. And you ever see those silhouette of a cowboy leaning against the wall with their foot up against
of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that was him without the hat.
Yeah, the hat.
Just
gotta have that. Do you have spurs or no?
No. He used to be smoking a cigarette. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And that's how I remember him. A month or so, maybe 3 months go by. This guy pulls up, black guy, under the underhang, and a patrol car right behind him with the lights on, takedown lights. And he pulls right under the underhang. And I thought, oh shit. He saw him pulling in here, and he's gonna give him a hard time, right? So the cop gets out, goes over, and he walks up to him, and the guy says to him with a heavy Jamaican accent, says, what you mean, what am I doing here? He says, what, do you want to join me? And I thought, oh, he's going to jail now. That cop, his face turned white, and he turned around, got in his cop car, backed up and left. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here, right? Well, we happened to rent this guy that same room. Didn't see this guy the whole time he was there. Never saw him, never came out of the room. And that night I was training a new maid, a night maid, okay? It was our first night there. And I'm on the desk, there it is, about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning again, all right? I get a frantic phone call from the laundry room saying, I quit, I'm getting out of here, I'm not staying here anymore. I'm like, whoa, calm down, what is it? She says, I just saw a ghost. God damn it, I just saw a ghost. I said, whoa, calm down. I said, what did you see? And when she described it to me, man, I got a chill right up my spine and the back of my head. She described Brian Stroh leaning against that brick wall with one foot on the sidewalk, the other like that, with a cigarette. She says it was all smoke. There was even smoke coming off the cigarette, but it was all smoky. And she was afraid to leave the laundry room. I had to get her out of the laundry room and walk her to her car. But when she described it, she described them. And I thought, what the hell? This guy is in that room. It's the only night this happened. Heavy Jamaican accent. And when I was in Guyana, they call it obia. They don't call it voodoo. And I don't know, he made that cop walk away. You know, and I thought, wow, that's freaky. The guy that helped me get out of Guyana, okay, I ended up getting my money back. But there was a Chase Manhattan charged 20%. This is how I found out that they said that I was sent there by Reagan as a CIA agent, right? And the embassy, said yes to that when they asked.
You think they said yes just because they wanted to fuck with the Guyana people?
Yeah,
and
they said that.
Oh, you're going to ask them
and
a
they
question?
didn't give a shit what it did to my,
You could be gone in a day.
There, right.
Yeah.
So they started following me, and it screwed me all up. I got a call from him in Toronto, the guy.
That helped you.
That helped me get out of there. And he says, I want to take the train to Windsor, and I want to come visit you. I said, okay. He gets on a train.
Did you feel like you were close with him like that?
No.
Or? No.
I was too curious. I had to find out. When I went to Windsor, to the train station, I picked him up. He brought me a gift. And it was a 5-foot stuffed caiman, which is an alligator. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this thing, right? We went through the tunnel. We come out on the Detroit side. And sure enough, the guy says, what's your citizenship? I said, U.S. He says, damn, he says, Guyana. He says, pull over here. So we go in this room, and they find this caiman, and it was a new guy. And he didn't know what to do. His superior wasn't there. So they had me and this guy sitting there. And I really didn't know this guy. Finally, I'm thinking, I'm not going to sit here forever. He's got my caiman sitting on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to look in it, but didn't know how. He thought we were smuggling something in it. And I'm thinking to myself, shit, I hope this idiot didn't smuggle something in it.
Yeah.
I don't even know this guy, and here he's got a caiman sitting on the desk here in front of this guy. So I just said to the guy, I said, hey, are we under arrest? I said, you have our information. Are we under arrest? He says, no. I said, I'm leaving. This guy stood up, and he pulled out this huge Bowie knife, about this big. It was in the back of his pants the whole time.
They didn't search you guys or anything?
Huge knife.
Oh my gosh.
Not me. I'm talking about the customs guy.
The customs guy had the knife?
Guy had this huge knife.
Not your friend?
No, my friend,
okay.
no. He pulls out this huge knife, he turns that caiman upside down, and he slammed that knife right under its chin and ripped it apart, and he's pulling newspapers out before we could get to the door. That's all that was in there, lucky for me.
It was legitimately just a stuffed gator that he got you.
Yeah. Now it's no good. He just tore the shit out of it with a knife.
Yeah.
But, the guy in his government asked the U.S. Embassy if I was sent there by Reagan because they got refused their $7 million. And they said yes, that I was. He told me that.
Well, did he stay with you? Did he stay at the motel? Did he stay with you?
I ended up staying at the motel. Really, what we need to do is make a movie about that motel. Since it's the Flamingo Motel and a dead woman, right? The news gets cute and comes up with dead hooker found in a dumpster. 2, 4, and 7 are across the street trying to film this huge story. One of the cops gets on television, and I'm watching him, and he says, there's something really wrong going on over at that motel. On television. Like, are you kidding me? This could happen anywhere.
She wasn't a hooker?
No, she was the guy's girlfriend.
Well, do you have a more lighthearted, funny one before we kind of wrap it up here? Jeez, my face, that was slightly morbid.
I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one on my next trip here. How's that sound?
That sounds good to me. That sounds completely fair.
Gonna wrap it at some point? You got like 2 hours of footage.
I got 50 hours more.
Give me an out on one, and let's wrap it up here.
That sounds good to me. You have a lot of incredible stories. I didn't even get to go through, well, I think my points, and I kind of figured that was, kind of what was going to happen.
I didn't tell you the story about the birds.
We'll save it for next time.
We'll save it for next time. It's a good one.
That sounds good to me.
It's kind of like Alfred Hitchcock's movie, The Birds.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds intense.
It's intriguing.
Everybody, Eric the Motel Owner, I don't think that we could have gotten these kind of stories from anyone else. So we have the Vig Arcadia next, and we're very excited to have you back on. Thank you very much, Eric.
Great. I'll be back. If you,
definitely.
You call me back, I'll be here.
Well, it took long enough to figure this part out as well. I'm going to go around and get a little information on the Vig Arcadia for you all. You can look them up, creep on them, whatever you so desire. Mostly just listen to them. I hope that's actually all I'm telling you to do, actually, just listen to them. I digress. We're going to go around real quick, get some information. I'd like to know who you are and what you play.
KB, rhythm guitar, and also part-time security for the band.
I won't mess with him.
Hey everyone, my name is Itai, and I play the keys.
I won't mess with him either.
C.A. Jones, drums. That's all I got.
C.A. Jones. I like that.
Diggs, play the bass.
Big's on bass.
I'm Johnny. I play games with your heart and guitar.
Yeah.
Hey, yo!
You got the
All right.
palpitation.
Who might be the wonderful leader of the Vig Arcadia?
Diggs.
I don't know about leader, but I'm Yasmin, vocals, and there's a couple other vocals in there. Those guys were shy to say it, but we're the Vig Arcadia. We're from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, we're happy to be here.
Wonderful. Well, we're happy to have you. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. And I'd like to know, what do you have coming up? Anything coming up soon?
Just a little bit. We're working on our first album, so that'll be coming out this fall, and followed by our first tour. So we'll be throughout the Midwest. Yeah.
Throughout the Midwest. And you do have music on Spotify already,
Yes.
correct?
Quite a few songs. Our most popular one you just heard, and the one we're about to play is our newest single that we just released. So.
Wonderful. I'm excited to hear it. I haven't heard it yet, so this is new for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Vig Arcadia.
Never really did know.
Arcadia for rolling on through. Rock the Cazmuck and Eric the Motel Owner for coming on by. And hey, the crew, I forgot them last week, but after they locked me in the closet for a few days this week and I got to sweat it out, we're not forgetting them this week. Hey, check out the Vig Arcadia, they're awesome. And tune in next week for another wonderful show. Thank you, everybody.
That was kind of bad.